Gaf.
All right, let's do it.
WLIX. Likwit Radio.
Yeah. What up, man? DJ C, DJ Dgaf. Boombap meets the Gshit. What up, C's?
What up, Gaf? What's going down?
It's fucking going down, man. I'm excited, yo. We've been chasing this man for a minute, and he's blowing up. So we want to do this intro super dope. I want to do it right because they're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's do it.
So check it out. We're gonna do it like this. This man right here is pretty much setting off the whole podcast thing, the whole podcast just going off now. So everybody's trying to do it, right? But when he was doing it, when they were doing it, nobody was doing it, G. He's taking it another level. He's giving everybody their props, their flowers, G, you know, in the hip-hop game, when nobody was doing that either. And so they're going super strong. They're on TV now. Revolt TV, G. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty big.
They're doing it big, right? So we got DJ EFN from the Dream Champs. What up, G?
What up?
EFN.
Oh, man. Super excited, man. What up, G?
What's going on, fellas? How you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, man. Thanks for coming on, man, on Likwit Radio.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we got the Drink Champs and we got Likwit Radio going down at one time. This is history for us on the West Coast.
Hey, it's only right.
Just let's do a little salud. We always do an honorary salud. Oh, you drinking Modelo? The Negro.
Yeah.
Going down today. We got
hard, man.
Cheers, fellas.
Salud, big dog. We don't want to take too much of your time because
let's go, man. I'm here with you guys, man. Let's talk.
Time is the money, and we really appreciate you're in Miami, right, G?
That's right. I'm in Miami, but you know I got my West Coast roots as well. So.
Oh, I love it.
I'm born in LA, but raised in Miami.
Where were you born in?
I lived in when I lived there, it was in Southgate when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Southgate, Huntington Park. My family out there now lives in Downey. And then my grandparents lived in Inglewood.
Ingle life, that's hard.
Yeah.
And then so what? You moved to Miami or?
When I was a kid, huh?
Are you Cuban?
Yeah, I'm Cuban American. Both my parents are Cuban. My dad was stationed. He was a Marine. Went to Vietnam. He was stationed in San Diego. My mom, when she left the revolution, and they came out here, they also went to LA. My mom's side, because when the Cubans were first coming here a lot in Florida, they were the gringos were actually scared of so many Cubans being stuck in just South Florida, so they were trying to spread them out. So you'll see there's like pockets of Cubans in like the West Coast and some other states down south and a lot of New Jersey and in New York. Like a lot of people don't know that the beginnings of Spanish Harlem in New York was a lot of Cubans there. That's like the early Spanish Harlem Latinos were Cubans. So my mom went out to LA. My dad was already there, after the war, and that's how they met, and I was born out there.
That's dope. We've seen that post of your pops, on
yeah.
That's your pops, correct?
Yep.
On Memorial. That's dope. That was a dope flick. And we're big fans, C's and I. I know your history as far as you've DJ'd, you've A&R, correct?
Yeah, I've done a little bit of everything, brother. To keep the movement going and be independent, you gotta wear all the hats.
Right? I love it. I fucking love it. And so, exactly. But this too, you've worn all the hats, but when we get to this moment and this level, G, where you're at right now, and I want to congratulate you guys, you and Nori.
Thank you, man.
Man, we're big fans. Like I said, you're setting the bar super high, G, and everybody's trying to podcast. Everybody's doing that. But when you guys started, you got like 200 episodes or something already in, right? Like 200 or 100. You guys got a lot of shows in.
Now, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like in the a little bit past 200.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're big fans, G. So, when you started it, how did you get with Nori, and how did the idea come about? Because when I came across it pretty early, and it blew my fucking wig away. It was just the dopest show I've ever seen. Gee, I just loved it.
A lot of brews went to the drink champs. We were killing them at the pack.
Can you actually pass me another beer?
Yeah, pass him another one.
We got Eddie Giggs, aka Eddie the Ass Eater, in the building.
Shout out to Eddie the Ass Eater.
Right now, he's on social media trying to find his next ass victim. What's she looking like, Eddie? What's she looking like?
That's the ass champs.
He's doing his own podcast.
That was hard.
Thank you, brother. So it's a long story how it came about with Nori, and I always try to like shorten it because it's a long story. But me and Nori basically met. Me as a DJ, doing what I was doing in Miami. He came out here as an artist, promoting his projects early on. He came through me and Eddie Giggs here. We had a clothing store, a hip hop store called Crazy Goods.
Okay.
And this is like in the mid 90s. So, back in those days, people didn't promote on the internet. They used to go to do in stores. So they brought Nori to our store because he had a show out here. And we just hit it off, man. I don't know if it's his Puerto Rican side, and Latino side. Yeah. I mean, I say that joking, but truthfully, we just hit it off. He did a bunch of freestyles for me, which was huge at the time because Nori was like that next big thing coming out of hip hop. And that was huge for my mixtapes at the time. And like I said, we connected. And so when he went back to New York, we were always promoting him in Miami. He was promoting us in New York. Like I would hear often that, yo, I think Nori just mentioned you guys on Hot 97. And yo, Nori just bigged you up on a mixtape, on a freestyle. So he was always like advocating for us. And we ended up doing his first solo show in Miami when the NORE album dropped. And the rest is history. Our crews were like family, up and down, the New York-Miami connection, to the point where we toured with Nori. I was his tour DJ in some of his shows and tours. And then eventually he moved to Miami after he did the reggaeton album. He worked out of our studio out here, Crazy Up Production Studio. And he was like, yo, E, just bring me back to hip-hop, because he had just finished doing all the reggaeton stuff. And I wasn't a big reggaeton fan. I was always a diehard boom-bap hip-hop guy.
Yeah.
And I always wanted Latinos to shine in that lane. So when he was like, yo, bring me back to hip hop, I'm like, let's do it. And we just started cranking out joints out of the studio. And in those sessions, Drink Champs was born. And we ended up doing a show on Sirius XM that lasted for like 2 or 3 years. And then we stopped doing that show because he went off to tour with CNN. I was managing a group called Mayday, which that's a plaque. They're signed to Tech Nine Strange Music. We did a song with Kendrick Lamar, and that's the plaque for it.
Platinum, huh?
And so my boy Godfrey, who had a big podcast, a gaming podcast called Gamertag Radio, he always was pushing podcasting on me, way before anybody else. He was already on it. And he's like, yo, E, you should podcast. You and Nori should maybe do what you was doing podcasting. And then I brought it to Nori. It took him a while to really grasp what a podcast was, because it wasn't big in hip hop.
Right.
It was like some nerdy shit. It was considered like some computer nerdy shit.
It was.
Yeah. So, it wasn't nobody really in hip hop. You had Rap Radar, you had Combat Jack, and they were dope. But it, like, for the average hip hop head, they kind of looked at that as like a little nerdy thing. And it took a couple years. And then finally, my boy Godfrey actually connected us with CBS Radio. And they gave us an opportunity to do like 2 pilot episodes. And when Nori was ready, I had already grabbed Drink Champs. Like, that was something we used to say as a thing. Like, yo, you ain't a drink champ if you got too fucked up. You ain't no fucking drink champ. And I couldn't believe that when I looked online, nobody had the .com, nobody had the Instagram, nobody had the Twitter, nobody owned the intellectual property or, trademark. I said, all right, I'm grabbing all this shit, And then my boy Scam, who did the Eminem, first LP, all that artwork in there, and he has a song with Eminem's, Scam. The song Stan even mentions him. Scam's from Miami. He did the artwork, he did the logo, and then Nori was ready to go, and I told him Drink Champs. Let's rock, let's do Drink Champs, and then that's how it was born.
So dope, man. and that's the thing, man. Like, you know, everybody's trying to do it now, right? They're trying to podcast, and you guys were just so far ahead of the game.
2015, March 2015 is when
right?
we launched.
I'm telling you, man, we're big fans out here.
Thank you, man.
And now you're on Revolt. You know, Diddy, I think he scooped you guys up, right? Or you're on Revolt.
Yeah, I mean, early on, I already had a documentary series on Revolt. From when Revolt launched the network, when they launched the network in 2013, my documentary series called Coming Home was the first film I did was the first original acquisition on Revolt TV when they launched, and it was Coming Home Cuba. And I go to different countries, kind of like Anthony Bourdain, but on some hip hop shit.
That's hard.
Yeah, so we had 4 films that aired on Revolt. 3 of them before Drink Champs even launched on Revolt. Yeah,
I gotta check that out, man.
Yeah.
That one slipped through. I haven't seen that.
Crazyhood.com/film. You could check out the first 4.
Yeah, I've been on crazyhood.com. That's just dope.
Yeah, check it out, man.
I was on it. But yeah, man. So you guys started progressing, and I love the whole the vibe of Drink Champs, right? Like the whole. See, chime in, G. Like, how many times have we watched that shit?
Oh yeah, we right after our barbecues, we bring in the brew, bring in the food, and we fire them up. Man, we out, and it's. You're not just getting anybody on, you're getting legends, and like you guys, your whole lane is paying homage to the guys.
Absolutely.
Hard to catch right now, you know what I mean? Well, you made it a thing, and they're easier to catch now.
Yeah, now, yep, for sure.
The 90s are in, and you made it known how dope the 90s are. Now everyone wants to knock on your door and get in, and they're available. All these legends are available to us as a fan.
I appreciate you acknowledging that, because I do believe that that's true, man. Even what's going on today with Versus all spawns kind of out of Drink Champs, you know?
100. That's 100, G. And just to touch a note on that, like, yeah, so you guys start pushing all that, and you know, it's dope because we're all about the same age, and it shows you how much people still, you know, that our age is relevant, and people dig music. Like, I want to hear, and they're starting to put out new music, you know. And I think you guys are really responsible for a lot of that, G. And I just wanted to give you guys your props, because and nobody was doing that, G. And it was kind of like, man, we're sinking to the wayside. That's the way I feel. And it's dope out here. King T, he's doing his Likwit Radio.
Yep.
Shout out to Tila, and you know, we got our little thing, but because of you guys, G, again, man, you guys have just taken it to a whole other level, and it's a beautiful thing because, man, like, you know, I've seen Kane on there, I've seen, you know, basketball players on there, I've seen.
Yeah, imagine, I'm a fan too, man. Like, I love just sitting there as a fan and being with these guys that we all grew up on, you know.
No, I know you guys are. Hey, I was gonna ask you, G, real quick, when you do your show, because it's so dope. You know, you guys are in such a relaxed environment, and you guys just, you know, and I know you know all the history about those guys, but do you do any, like, is it any of it, is it scripted or not scripted, but meaning like, or is it just all off the cuff?
Yeah, man, it's all organic.
Yeah.
You see, the good, the bad, and the ugly is Drink Champs, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's all there, and we rarely edit it. Like, people have asked me, oh, you guys, I go, we might have edited maybe 5 times in the life of 200 and some episodes, and the reasons are, like, someone might have said some shit that kind of made it come off disrespectful to their wife, or someone might have said something that legally put someone at risk, you know, and then when, you know, they were drunk and they kind of said something loose, and they come back and like, yo, man, you know, I don't want, you know, he got, you know, he's under probation, I don't want to say that. So, you know, things that make sense, we'll edit it out, but we don't really edit. You know, we rarely, if any, I don't think I can remember any time we edited to make ourselves look better. Like me and Nori, like, we're like, whatever, we'll look dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, chime in, G. And see, it's so dope. I forgot what episode it was, but we were watching it, and EFN, he's pretty, pretty calm, collected, but he's pounding, right? He's doing his thing. And Nori goes hard. He's drinking and the smoking, right? He's doing it all. And, his big thing, he'd always say, hey, man, you relax. You got to relax with that, relax. And I love that, right? And I remember he looked like he was pretty lit, and EFN's like, man, you got to relax. I thought that was dope. Remember we seen that, Cease?
We were rolling when we heard that.
It might have been the Dame Dash episode. Was it that episode?
It might have been, G.
Because he got pretty lit on that one.
There was one when he was pretty. And we're not here to talk about Nori's the shit, G. But
no, come on. There's no drink champs without the legend that is the MC and Noriega. You know what I'm saying?
Noriega, yeah. But you too. You guys have good chemistry, G.
Yeah.
You never step on his toes, and when you chime in, it's just dope, man. The show's amazing, man. And man, I'm just super happy you're here. I wanted to ask you, G, this kind of off the cuff. I was listening to the Lamar Odom episode, and man, it was dope. I still haven't finished it because I listened on my phone. I haven't finished it, but I'm almost at the end. But I just thought it was it was fucking hard, G. So I want to know, what is Tiger Bomb, G? What the fuck is that?
It's Tiger Bone. I don't know. People think it's Tiger Bomb, like BALM, but it's Tiger Bone. And it's this Chinese, it's the most disgusting shit in the world, number one. I actually have one. I'll show you before we end the shit so you can see I have a bottle here. But it's like a herbal remedy made in China. Originally, it was made with real tiger bone, but not the shit we drink.
Oh, so it's Tiger Bone, my bad.
Yeah, Tiger Bone.
Oh, because I heard it when I was hearing, I heard Tiger Bomb.
Yeah, you might have heard us. We might have been slurring Tiger Bomb.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
Yeah. So the original shit was Tiger Bones for real. Like, Chinese, their remedies is crazy. But the shit that we drink is made out of like ginseng and all these crazy herbs that is fermented so long it becomes like almost like a wine. But it's just disgusting. So it's just it's like a character in the show just to see people's faces when they drink it. And it's definitely gonna give you that fucking bubble guts, especially when you're drinking other liquor. So it's kind of funny, man. But that's what it is, man. It's like an herbal remedy.
And that's where it came across. It came off as part of the show, and I was just rolling, dude. Like I couldn't stop laughing. I'm driving in my car, and I'm hearing and it makes me want to I want to get it, And I think in that show was dope, man. In that show, you're like. Because we're, you guys are, I don't know if we're quarantined or not, but he goes, oh man, this is like the last bottle, it was like.
Oh, it was, no, we weren't quarantined yet. It was right before the quarantine stuff.
Oh, but you were like, this is it. Like, we don't have no more. And then you guys were just going, it was just funny as fuck, dude. I was rolling, man.
Yeah, they're definitely not shipping Tiger Bone from China right now. So I have that was the last bottle for the show, but I have a bottle here that I always, I'm going to keep as like, just a reminder of the Drink Champs era.
I said it correct, right? That was the last bottle, right?
That was the last bottle on the show, like for the show. Yep, that's the last bottle. I probably have one, and Nori has one, and that's it.
Yeah, that's hard, man. And that show was amazing. All your shows are amazing. I really, I was telling C's, I'm a big, C's and I were big Gsh-t fans.
Oh man,
and that's
one of my favorite episodes.
Oh man, and Gsh-t, I don't think he drinks, correct?
Nope, no drinking.
Yeah, he's pretty straight, G. But it was a dope ass show because I'm a big fan. To me, Season I, we don't think he gets enough respect out here. But that's another subject for another day. But he's real dope, man. I just think he's super. He's just way out there. I think he's just super sick. And that interview that you guys did, man, put me on a lot of game. It was dope, G.
Yeah, no, listen, that was huge for me as well. I've always been an Gsh-t fan since I was young. And what was really dope about that episode, we were in New York filming.
That's right.
In a hotel, a couple of blocks away from where he was filming his show, Gsh-t. Right. And he just walked over after he filmed by himself on the streets in Manhattan, in the middle, close to Times Square. Just walked by himself over, came up to this hotel room full of dudes, because now we're in New York, so Nori's crew is all all the New York crew's there. So you got all these dudes there, and no problem. Ice-T walk in, doesn't feel intimidated to drink either. Sometimes people feel intimidated on Drink Champs to drink, which we don't want. You don't have to. We'll drink for you. You don't gotta drink.
You want to be natural.
Yeah. So he just he spit his game, because true player that he is, he spit all that game, man, and he was just fucking Ice-T, man. He was exactly what I expected Ice-T to be,
Yeah, it came off to me too, because like I said, we're big fans, and it came off perfect, man. That interview was just dope. That one was dope. I mean, all your shit was fire, G.
Fire.
The one I was digging seas, I thought was dope. Was the Big Daddy Kane one? That was
Big Daddy Kane was
they were going and asking him about Rakim, right? And they said, "Hey man, do you think you're do you think you're the dopest?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm the dopest, right? Like, that's the shit, right? Like, that's what you expect an MC to say."
As he should, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you expect. But when he said it, it was just fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Has there been something that tripped you out when you heard one of your dope, like, icon guests, and they tell you that, did you learn anything? Has there been something dope, like, oh shit, I didn't know that shit? Like,
I mean, there's been so many of those moments. Like right now, I can't think of one specific, but it's happened so many times that I was just like blown away by something they said, or like, I'll give you. I mean, this is just one that I remember. I wouldn't say this is the one that blew me away the most, but I thought it was pretty dope when Havoc told us that sound in Shook Ones was the gas from the stove. That blew me away. I never thought of that. I never knew that. That's the hi-hat in the beat,
Oh, he sampled that?
He sampled that.
Oh shit, I didn't hear that. That is dope.
That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
One of the dopest produced hip-hop songs of all time.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that shit's hard.
Fire. That jumps.
Yeah, that shit is fire. And I was looking on online on iTunes. She's and I, we always try to support. Like, we buy all the shit, and you got an album.
Yeah.
And it's dope. And I have it right here. And I was tripping out. I just thought it was dope. You had a song with Tila called Selfish. And there's somebody else singing on it. I'm sorry, I don't remember right now. But I have the song, and man, it's pretty fire, man. I'm excited to play it on Likwit Radio. But that we have you here, I kind of wanted to vibe with you, just at least to hear a couple bars of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's check it out real quick. Huh?
Let's hear a couple.
This is fire, G.
Crew job shining bright. I'm
Kills it.
smart. For 21 years, we've been buying out the bar. Alcoholic facade. Intoxicate the gig. That's the main direction. The crowd can get enough shit. They want another swig.
Cheers.
You tripes like the overdose on the coast. And DJ EFN's the definitive host. They asking what's good. Shit's like crazy hood. But shit, who's crazy? Let's get that understood. From Town, they bought our King took you for the feature.
Fire. Hey, my bad. My little sampler only has so much, G.
No,
But
all good.
did you produce that, G?
Nah, so my peoples in my crew produced it. I did the Puff Daddy on the album. Like, I did the mixtape of it where I got everybody together, picked out the beats, but I got young producers that I manage, and I got producers all around me. I brought everybody in, and most of the production on that album is my producers. Minus I got Premier on there.
Yeah.
Buckwild from Digging in the Crates. So those two, and do I have anybody else? Those are the two outside of the family that produced, which were like features as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you listen to that album and you look at it, man, that album was something I always wanted to do as a mixtape DJ. But I wanted to do it right when I did it, and it represents everything that I am. It represents my West Coast roots.
Yeah.
It represents, Miami roots. It represents everything I love in hip hop, like all the different elements of hip hop, different types of artists. And I want it like being a mixtape DJ, bring different artists together you might not hear or imagine hearing together and on a track, you know? So that was important to me, man.
Yeah. I was impressed when I heard it. Because, you know, I tried to do a little bit of research and I was looking at your background. And I know some stuff about you, but, you know, I like to get my shit straight. And I was checking out, and I was like, oh, shit, he did a song with Tila. And I told C's, and I go, the song's fire, yo. And, man, I was just pretty blown away that you guys have connected, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, listen, King T to me is such I feel like he deserves way more props than he's gotten because and I wrote we actually did an article on my site crazyhood.com where this is maybe when I think Kendrick's second album dropped, maybe, but I was showing the lineage to I don't think there would be a Kendrick Lamar without a King T. You know what I'm saying? Because King T is kind of like what introduced, like, to me, this is my opinion at least, the lyricism for the West Coast came from King T's, you know, movement.
Well said. Yeah, that's dope. That would be dope. Season 9, we want to get a petition going or something, man. We need to get Tila on there, huh, C's?
Oh yeah,
100%. No, we've talked behind the scenes like plenty of times. Yeah, we have, man, and definitely we want him on the show. I want the Alcoholics on the show. You know, I want, you know, we had Exhibit, which I talked to Exhibit a lot about. You know, just like the whole Licks crew was huge for me. That was another big movement. You know, and I mean, I'm talking about the extended Dilated Peoples and Defari. I had Defari on the album. Yeah. So like that whole movement was a big deal for me. And I could easily say to you that is a big inspiration in even the Drink Champs like theme and logo and all of that, because without them, there probably wouldn't be like the idea of Drink Champs, you know, the Likwit crew and the Alcoholics and everything they did, you know. So straight up.
So fire.
That is fire. That was a dope answer. And can you imagine to have Tila and J-Ro and Tash and E Swift on there? That'd be dope. That would be dope. We gotta make it happen, G.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so as we go, and you guys are in quarantine right now, how's that been working out for you? Is it cool, or are you like the studio vibe better?
I don't think Drink Champs translates the same way on screen like this. Yeah. Because I think it's all like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly in person. You know, you can't run away from your drunk look. You can't. Right. So you all there, and you're in front of each other. It's a different vibe. Me personally as well, because since Nori's the more vocal character, guy. Me, I take a lot of vibe energy off of being in front of someone, and just I just like that energy, like feeling what's going on, like what's the vibe like? Yeah. Is this person cool, not cool? Like are we too drunk? Are we not? Like all of that shit. I love it, man. So I think real Drink Champs always needs to be on set, but of course we wanna make sure we set an example for everybody, and we all stay safe, and we make sure that we adhere to what's going on, whether we believe it or not. You just got to be safe. And but we're gonna probably do our last quarantine episode tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And I think because Miami's already opening up, and so starting next week, we'll probably do our first back to set interview.
Oh, that's dope. And right now we're filming in Miami?
Yeah, I'm in Miami. I'm in my office, home office. I'm in my office.
I know you are, but because it was filmed before in New York. Are you?
Oh, no. Always in Miami. No, Drink Champs, I'm very proud, being a Miami dude. Like, yeah. No, Drink Champs was born and is recorded in Miami. We only sometimes travel. We've recorded in LA, we've recorded in Atlanta, and we've recorded it in New York. But our set and our home base is Miami.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
That's real dope. Hey, how hot is it out there right now?
How hot?
Yeah, like where we're at.
80 degrees. It's 80 degrees only because it's been raining like a motherfucker. If not, it would probably be 89 degrees.
Oh, shit. So it's humid, huh?
Yeah, it's humid as shit, and it's like hurricane weather right now. We had tropical storms all last week coming by here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the palm trees in the back. That shit looks crazy.
Looks dope.
Yeah. That shit's hard, man. But yeah, for us, the shit has been excellent because, you know, we're a young show. We're just trying to come up and we're having fun with it. So
just have fun, man. That's the best thing to do, bro.
It's been working out for us. The Zoom is the dopest shit. And
it's the move now. It's the new move.
We appreciate you coming on, man. It's
people to come in with all the traffic and all that in LA. So the Zooming thing, man, we just kind of just went with it, and then we're like, oh shit, they're doing quarantine champs. Like we're doing,
right?
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the right move, you know. And we didn't jump on late. We were on early. It was pretty cool.
No, you guys, it's perfect, man. I think there's a lot for this. This whole pandemic shit is opening up a whole new wave for content creators, positive and negative. But let's just concentrate on the positive. Like people are getting used to doing this kind of stuff now, and artists that probably wouldn't have done it in the past, wouldn't have been on IG Live, wouldn't have done Zoom. Now they're open to it, and they like, okay, they see value in it. So I think it's good for everybody.
Yeah. Hey, G, I was gonna ask you a question as far as, and this is dope because you're from Miami, and Miami's dope. Like they got a lot of incredible artists out there. And that you're from there, and you can give me a true appreciation, at least your opinion. Who is the king of Miami, G? Meaning, like out here, to me, it's probably the Dog or Cube. I mean, but we're older dudes. There's a lot of young fools that are coming up. They're super tight. Kendrick, I get it. But who would you say, G, is the king?
In my opinion,
yeah, your opinion.
In my opinion, I think I'm always gonna give it to Trick Daddy, man.
That's hard.
Like Trick is the mayor of Miami. Like, you know, even though Trick, his lineage goes back to Miami bass, which kind of parallels the hip hop movement in Miami, because Miami bass and hip hop were one, but then it split at one point. You know, and it kind of was parallel. But still, man, Trick to me, I tell people he's the Jay-Z of Miami. He's lyrical if you understand what he's talking about.
Oh yeah, he's dope.
If you understand the slang, if you understand the street shit that he's talking about, he's lyrical as shit. Wow. And I give nothing but respect to Trick Daddy, man. You know?
Dope. Yeah, man. Caesar and I we're trying to get Trick Daddy on. I don't know if it'll happen, but
he's hilarious too, man.
That was fire, man. He is fire. He's an amazing artist, and I agree with you, man. I think he is the guy when you say Miami, right? Like he's the guy. That was dope. That was dope. Caesar, you want to chime in with anything, G?
Yeah. Well, with the whole Miami vibe, you know, how is it with the when you're saying the parallels? And I wanted to talk a little bit about the Miami bass. Like how was that? Is there still any remnants of it? Like what, you know?
Oh yeah, no, there's still Miami bass DJs. There's guys that now that are trying to bring back the sound, or they've kind of like put, you know, like cross the sound into what's like a newer sound. You know, the inner cities of Miami are always coming out with new different sounds and stuff like that. But yeah, Miami bass is always gonna be like, I don't care how hip hop, like when I say hip hop, you know, maybe you have to think of you have to put yourself in our shoes, and maybe not everybody can, because out here in the South and in Miami, very specific, a hip hop head would be like just like Boombap hip hop, and then there'd be like the guy that listens to Miami bass. But the Miami bass guy, the inner city dude, he loved gangster rap in his mind. He thought gangster rap, like NWA or something like that, wasn't even hip hop. Like it was like weird divisions. Right. You know, but me coming from the West, like to me it was all hip hop, even the Miami bass. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like it was just a weird parallel, because we had a lot of people coming from New York to Miami. So that's what created that weird parallel. But like I said, man, if you're from Miami, you're gonna look, it's a part of our culture, Miami bass. All of our early parties and clubs, you had a DJ set that played reggae to dance with the girls, played hip hop to just bob your head and jam out and have you know, B-boys would break dance and battle, and then you had the Miami bass to dance with the girls again. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of our lifestyle out here.
Yeah, it's a whole other level the way I see it.
Yeah.
and it's definitely different and unique, and you guys got your own thing, and I totally understand what you're saying about how it's kind of, you know, different in that aspect, but yet it's as hip hop as it gets too. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna ask you, G, real quick, and this is a question that Cesar and I, we always kind of ask, if you know yourself, you're, you know,
real quick, not to cut you off, but I want to shout out my boy Drink Champ Sports just walked in. He's at the little fridge. Drink Champ Sports, say what up.
Yeah. That's hard. Shit. What's up, big dog? What's hard?
Salute.
I wanted to ask you real quick. When did you know, G, that your show was fire? That, man, we did it, or we're doing it. When did you know? When did you know? Like, fuck, this shit's blowing up, G.
So right before we launched the audio only podcast, you know, when it was just audio, it wasn't video. We were filming from the beginning, but it was just an audio release. And the videos were just clips to promote the audio. So right before we launched it with CBS Radio, I asked around, I was like, yo, so how many listens do we need to know that we got something going? And also, how many listens do we need to make a little bread on this?
Nice.
And they were like, well, if you can get like 60,000 in about a couple weeks on one episode, in a few weeks, you need to get about 60,000 listens, then you can make maybe a couple $1,000s a month off of that podcast. And you know, if it stays consistent like that, like 60,000 per episode, and you know, you got something. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I know now what the goal is.
Oh, yeah.
And a couple thousand was really only going to cover costs,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because we're going to have a video team, you know, overhead of my office that we're recording and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. So we launched the first podcast, the first episode. But actually, before I tell you that, we put out a teaser clip of the Fat Joe. That was the first episode we ever dropped.
Oh, okay.
We put out a teaser clip, and I went to South by Southwest before we dropped the full episode. And I remember people in South by Southwest, you're like, yo, man, you got that podcast with Nori, right? And I'm like, yeah. Oh, man, that shit looks crazy. And I was like, hold up a second. This is already buzzing like that, and we haven't even dropped it. So I already knew something was happening. And then we dropped it, and we had first week. Remember I told you 60,000 in a few weeks?
Yeah.
First week, 300,000 listens.
Wow.
That's fine.
We instantly became the top podcast that I think that's what it was in the CBS Radio building, when their podcast department, and it was growing from that point on. Like, it grew. I have the plaque here where we have like 5 million listens or something crazy.
Oh, do you? That's hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the
25 million? Oh, it's 25 million, the plaque here.
Damn.
Yeah. I got the you can't see it. I got the
I can't. You're blending in.
I got the shit.
Nice.
The app. Is that the app?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't even fuck with that app no more.
No?
Nah, I think it doesn't get I don't think it gets updated. A homie, a fan did it for us, and it was dope when it came out, but then the dude, you know, not to knock him, but it never, you know, he was the one updating, and I don't think he kept updating it.
It's updated, G.
Is it? Well, then then keep fuck with it.
Yeah,
Fuck with the app, yo.
It's been pretty dope, man. I dig it. I was gonna tell you too that out of all your episodes that you guys have did, and the future, as far as the future, because you guys have been going like 3 years strong, correct? 5 years strong.
4 years?
4 years?
4 years, yeah. We're starting our 4th year, yeah.
4th year, yeah. And you guys are just blowing up more and more and more and more. And you guys are super humble, man. That's what makes your show so dope. Do you see it? Do you see another, maybe, has there ever been any artist that you said, hey man, I want you guys to come on, and they haven't, and now they want to come on?
Oh, that's happened a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened a lot. And there's a lot of artists that we still want to come on, that we're always nudging, that they're not quite there yet, but they're like, maybe, you know. There's artists that were close calls. Like, we almost had Kendrick on. In the first 2 years, we almost had Kendrick on. And he's one of the newer artists that I really feel, because I think that Kendrick pays so much homage to the past in his music and in his just the way he carries himself, that I think he's a dope example, and I want to prop him up, you know, as much as I can as an older guy. So yeah, man. I mean, there's just a lot of artists that haven't made it yet that we would love to have on Drink Champs.
That's fire, man. You got anything, C's?
Yeah, I just real quick. I
don't want to take too much of his time.
G, just real quick. Like you said, you started off with being like a mixtape DJ. Where do you think that game has either evolved or changed to in a good or bad way? Like from when you got going on to where it's at right now. Just your take on the mixtape.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the mixtape game that I come from exists anymore. That's just gone, and I don't think we're ever gonna get it back. You know, that was like a commodity game. It's like it was a physical thing that you made mixtapes. People bought into DJs, not just the music that they put on there, but how they put the music on there, and their personalities were a part of that tape. And then it went to CD, which was cool. But once everything went digital, it kind of changed that whole game. And then the artists co-opted mixtapes. They started to make full albums on other people's tracks, calling it their mixtape albums. And the next generation, when they think of mixtapes, they think of one artist putting out an album that's not their beats. Yeah. So I think that whole game has changed, man. But I mean, I love that I lived that era. I always say, man, I think every generation is gonna say they lived the best era in hip hop, but I think we lived the best era of hip hop. To me, nothing could replace late 80s all the way up to the 90s, end of 90s. Just so much good shit happened, and it was the early stages of hip hop, and it all felt new and fresh, and it was just dope, man.
That is dope, man. And man, again, your shit, we can't thank you enough, G, for coming on. I super appreciate it. I know she's has been asking that, and we appreciate you trying to make it happen. I know you're busy, man. Man, this has been a blast. And man, I got the chills, G, because we can have you on.
Thank you for having me, guys.
For reals, brother. And check it out, man. You're always family right here on Likwit Radio, Boombap, Mr. Gshit, DJ C, DJ Dgaf. Thank you, EFN. Man, when we get up there someday, don't forget us, G. We'll be right there.
No, I'm right here, brother. Come to Miami. Let's hang.
All right, brother. Hey, if you ever come out to the West Coast, G, maybe we can, chop up some game. Or
where you guys at in the West?
We're in San Fernando Valley, the 818. Yeah, that's where they film all the porno. but Eddie
the ass eater said he's there.
Yeah,
Hook him up. Hook him up with an ass eating session.
Eddie would blend in. G.
He'll come with his bib.
Hey, we'll be Eddie's plug. We got him.
His plug. Pause.
Pause. But thank you, G. I can't thank you enough, man. It was dope. It was a blast. Again, I don't want to wear out our welcome, so thank you, brother. It was dope.
All right, brothers, man. Have a good one. Be safe out there, man. I appreciate you guys as well, all right?
Salute, man. Hey, everything that you did and everything you guys are doing, shit, much respect, much props to you, G. And you're a Latino, man. You're just doing it. We're super proud of you, G. Big ups.
Thank you, man. Peace, man. Right. Thank you, fellas. What up? It's your boy DJ EFN, one half of the Drink Champs, Crazy Hood Productions, and all that. Right now I'm with my peoples, DJ C and DJ Dgaf on Boombap Meets the Gshit on King T's Likwit Radio, Crazy Hood Productions, Miami. We in the building. Let's go.
WLIX. Likwit Radio.